Rating Krabi as a place to live as an expat. That's the topic of this video. I'm walking on Railay Beach. You can only get here by boat. There's no roads, so you can't get here by car or motorbike, which makes it even more special. I'm excited to bring you this video. I love Krabi. It's become one of my new favorite places in Thailand. I'm going to interview a couple of expats who are living here, and I'm even going to do a little bit of condo shopping. If you watched any of my previous videos, you know that I travel around Thailand and I rate places to live as an expat. And in this year, in 2025, my goal is to bring you 20 places around Thailand and rate them as places to live as an expat. I've lived the last 4 years in Phuket, but have since left. I would tell all my friends, if they were thinking about visiting Thailand or moving here, to skip Phuket altogether and come to Krabi. And it's awesome. There's an awesome fitness. You have all this hiking. See the beautiful limestone behind me because Railay Beach is popular for rock climbing. You have a good food scene, a lot of international food. I've met some really great expats living here. When I rate cities, I break them up into tier 1, 2, 3, and 4. So tier 1 being the most common places for expats to live in Thailand, tier 4 being less common. So tier 1 would be Bangkok, Phuket, Pattaya, Chiang Mai. Tier 2 would be Krabi, Koh Samui, Hua Hin. And then tier 3 would be Koh Phangan, Saratani, the Isan region. And then tier 4 would be more so rural Thailand. I'm going to focus on 3 main areas or sections of the Krabi province for this video. One is Klang Mong, that's where I've been staying the last few days. And the other one is Anang, which is the most popular one. It's also the most touristy one. And then also going to take a look at Krabi town. But right now I am on Railay Beach. You can see it's surrounded by the cliffs and the limestone. It has world-class rock climbing. And then the beach, it's beautiful. Surprisingly, it's not too crowded. It's crowded, but not too crowded. And when it's clear out here, you get a beautiful sunset. So next, I'm going to give you 10 reasons why, if you're an expat, Krabi might be a good fit for you. And then we're going to go do the interviews. And then I'm going to give you 5 reasons why Krabi might not be a good fit for you if you're an expat looking to live in Thailand. So I'm going to go hop back on a long-tail boat, head over to the main area where I've been staying since I've been in Krabi, and give you 10 reasons why, if you're an expat, you might love Krabi. Go down a short list, a quick list with you. 10 reasons why, if you're an expat, Krabi might be just right for you. So first, where is Krabi? It's only a 1-hour flight from Bangkok. The town itself, Krabi town, population, about 60,000 residents. In the surrounding area, the province, 500,000 people. There's 3 main sections to Krabi. You have Klang Mong, Ao Nang, and Krabi town. Krabi is also kind of the jump off spots to take a boat over to Phuket, Phi Phi, and Koh Lanta, and the other surrounding islands. The area I'm seated in right now is called Klang Mong. It's really popular for all these great 5-star resorts, which means there's some amazing restaurants. If you want to have upscale dining experiences, you have many to choose from around this little area, but you also have amazing local food and amazing international cuisine in Krabi. So one reason you might like to live in Krabi is an expat. Fantastic dining experience and really good food options. And if you put the drone up, you can see some of these resorts and where I'm seated now from the sky. It's really beautiful, this part of Krabi. It's less busy, it's less populated. And I've been staying down in this area and really enjoying my days away from the busier Ao Nang area of Krabi. The second reason you might like Krabi is for all the outdoor and fitness activities and the hiking. And right next to where I'm seated right now, if you go up behind me, there's a real popular trail. It's about 4 hours up and down. It's called Dragon's Crest. Very popular for hiking, and you have all the rock climbing and Railay Beach. So you have a lot of nature to explore, and kayaking. If you're a nature enthusiast, fitness enthusiast, you'd probably like Krabi. My most recent video where I rated a place to live as an expat in Thailand was Phuket. So if you watch that video, you know I shared with you Phuket is overcrowded, overbusy. It's not desirable at all for me. I like less busier places. And although we're in a tourist season of Krabi right now, it feels relatively peaceful compared to Phuket. It's just a more normal level of tourism. It's less commercial, it's less developed. So if you like a more local nature feel, Krabi's pretty nice. I mean, there's only one Starbucks. Although I'm seated at what they call a Starbucks. I don't know if it's officially a Starbucks. I come here because it's just beautiful to sit down and do some work. And the view at this location is quite amazing. But yeah, it's just less commercial. You don't have any big shopping malls. There might be one movie theater. So if you like less commercial places, less developed places, Krabi also might be for you. The sixth reason, you have beaches and the ocean. It almost feels like you're on an island, but you're on mainland. But you have all the beautiful beaches that aren't very crowded compared to a place like Phuket. You still have all the fishing, scuba diving, boating, kayaking. So it's a real great amenity. And I've been out here on the beach walking in the evening. I see guys my age exercising and working out and doing their running and what have you. It's been really nice. And compared to, say, Phuket, it's been so refreshing to have a beach that's not overcrowded. The seventh reason you would like Krabi, just like most of Thailand, warm weather. You never have to put a jacket on, but you should know there is a monsoon season, so it gets quite rainy. The eighth reason is AQI, or air quality. The air quality here is better than Chiang Mai or Phuket. It's still not that good compared to European or Western standards, meaning the PM 2.5 is still pretty high, and it's been kind of hazy since I've been here. But for Thailand, the air quality here in Krabi is better than when you go up north. The ninth reason, it feels more affordable compared to Phuket. Now keep in mind, I just came off of living in Phuket for 4 years. So when I come to Krabi, it just feels like I'm getting more for my money. The 10th reason, during my days here in Krabi, I've been meeting some really cool expats. So I could see if I was living here, there would be a really good social network and other expats to talk to and hang out with if I wanted to. Next, I'm going to interview a couple of expats that choose to make Krabi home. One is from the US, he's been here almost 3 years. The other one is from Europe, he's been here over 10 years, and take a deeper dive into if Krabi might be a good place for you to live if you are an expat. And then I'm going to bring you back here and share with you 5 reasons why Krabi might not be a good place for you. So let's get started. I'm going to introduce you to Bob from Chicago and take you to that interview right now. Seated here with Bob at a little cafe called KK Cafe here in Krabi. Bob's from the US. He's been living in Krabi over 2 years. He's been living in Thailand a lot longer than that. He was in Chiang Mai originally. So we're going to dive into what it's like is life as an expat in Krabi. Bob, thank you. And a couple things. There's a construction site going on right behind us, so you're going to hear a little bit of noise as we're talking through this interview. Forgive us for that. And the second thing is, you're watching the short version of this video right now. If you click the link above, you're going to get the extended interview with Bob, the full-length version. This is the short version. So let's dive into it. What is expat life like in Krabi? Bob?
It's amazing.
I know, you're living proof. You left the US, you left Chicago, you're in a marriage for a long time. You have 2 children.
Yes.
One's in their 30s, or both?
They're both in their 30s.
They're both in their 30s.
I'm the grandfather.
You're a grandfather. Wow, you don't look like it.
Thank you.
56 years old.
Yes.
Had a career back home, had a house, did a transformation, a real transformation. And made the choice to move to Thailand. We're going to get into all that. Why he came to Thailand, what he's doing here. Is he fully retired? Teaser, he's not fully retired. He's still working. We're going to get into all those topics. What inspired you, number one, to move to Thailand?
A long time ago in Chicago, somebody just kind of planted the seed for me to move to another country and teach English, said it was possible. And then that just kind of got the ball rolling in my head.
And where did you pick to move to in Thailand initially?
I picked Chiang Mai because to get a teaching certification, the one that I wanted was very expensive in Chicago. It would take me taking a month off of work, and living in Chicago is pretty expensive if you're not working. The same course was offered in Chiang Mai for half the price, and I was able to live on campus. And it was just a really beautiful experience, and so that is why I moved there. And then I decided to stay in Chiang Mai because of how nice it was, and I was able to find work.
How long did you live there?
I lived there for 3 years, January of 2017 to January of 2020.
Which one, just straight from your shooting from your hip, which one do you like better, Chiang Mai or Krabi?
For my lifestyle and being diving, I obviously prefer being near the sea, so Krabi's been good for me.
If somebody has their attention on Krabi right now and they are considering maybe moving here, which pocket would you tell them to move to? Say if they were coming from the US and it was a guy like us that was going to make the jump and to Thailand, but specifically Krabi, would you send them to Anong or?
And so I spent 6 weeks bouncing between Krabi Town and Ao Nang, and I just discovered that there was a little bit more life for me in Ao Nang to meet people at that time, and then I found a house to rent, and that's why I ended up in Ao Nang. I think if I had moved to Krabi Town, I would be just as happy.
How would you describe those three main pockets of Krabi, Anong, Klamung, and Krabi Town?
Okay. From the time that I spent in Krabi Town, it is much more of a local feel. Krabi Town itself doesn't have beautiful beaches. It is on kind of an estuary canal, so it does have some water and some beautiful parks. Waterfront is amazing. I really like their night market, and they have a weekend night market that pops up and a few other amenities. And it's just a slower pace of life. It's less expensive than Ao Nang, which is the tourist area. And Khlong Mung is kind of an up-and-coming place. They do have beautiful beaches. They have some fairly expensive resorts along the beaches as well. And I see development changing it. It's grown quite a bit in the last 2 years since I've been here. But it's still a very livable area. Many of my expat friends who I actually met in Ao Nang have, since I moved here, they've purchased condos in Khlong Mung and they love their life there. It's just very relaxing and beautiful. And so I think if I was to come here again, I would probably pick Khlong Mung. But right now I have a very sweet arrangement with my landlord, and I'm paying well under market price for my place.
How much do you pay for your place?
It's embarrassing. I pay under $200 a month for a one-bedroom with parking underneath, backed by a forest and no traffic.
Under $200.
It's $6,000 baht a month, so that's just under $200 a month.
There might be a viewer who stumbled upon this video because they're gonna just travel here, not live here. If there were 5 to 10 things that you would recommend, your short list, when you're in Krabi, you must do.
Okay, well, I'm going to recommend always outdoor things. So you must go snorkeling and or scuba diving if you've never done it before. Hiking, if you're into that, definitely go up Dragon's Crest. There are many opportunities to go kayaking on Thailand, or there's a spring nearby in Nong Talay. It's can't remember the name of it right now because I'm trying to think about it. There are places that I bring guests to almost every time they come, and one is Khlong Mung Beach. I have a place out there that I love to go and relax, and I take people there, they fall in love with it.
Bob, thank you. You know, now Gonna go do another interview. I'm meeting with a guy from Europe.
Okay.
His name's Cooper. He's lived here over 10 years. He has a nice restaurant called Farm to Plate. He's gonna get his perspective on living in Krabi, but it's been very valuable hearing from a fellow American who's been living in Krabi over 2 years. Guys, I'm gonna catch you on the next interview. We're gonna go say hello to Cooper. Gonna say farewell to you with Bob here from KK Cafe in Krabi.
Good to meet you, Phil.
So expats over 50 who choose to live in Krabi, and I'm seated here with Cooper at his restaurant called Farm to Plate. It's quite wonderful, and I'll show you the footage here where it's kind of, I guess, the octagon, almost.
Yes, it's a
Octagon, and then surrounding is truly a fresh garden. It truly is Farm to Plate.
This is our farm where we grow most of our vegetables and some fruits and a lot of herbs.
Yeah, it's very peaceful, and it just feels good, you know? And Cooper's first trip to Thailand was 2001?
In 2001, yeah. PP Island,
24 years ago.
yes.
So walk us through the evolution. How long have you been living in Krabi?
I lived in Krabi for 12 years, then I moved to Koh Phangan
That's right, for 3 years.
for 3 years.
And we first met in Koh Phangan during the pandemic, so we'll get into that story in a minute.
Yeah.
But your first trip to Thailand 2001. Yeah, so walk us through the evolution, how you landed here.
Yeah, we saw the movie The Beach
Leonardo DiCaprio.
in an open air cinema in Croatia. And then we decided we have to visit that place. So the next year we were on the beach and really fell in love with Thailand.
And the beach is an ironic story because it actually was the beginning of Instagram tourism before
Yes.
Instagram. And it was blamed for the over-tourism of, next I'll show you footage here, but you have PP, the island, and then not far from it, Maya Bay, where the movie took place.
Yes.
And then
That's really popular.
a lot of people saw the movie and said, we got to go there. And you were one of them.
I'm one of them.
Okay.
So
And
yeah,
then
we
what
came
happened?
to Thailand as a tourist, and 10 years later, I moved here.
Why did you pick Krabi?
Because Krabi has beautiful sea. Krabi is a big province, so you have space here, a lot of greens, a lot of wildlife. I love nature. And we have almost all the infrastructure what we need. So we don't have big shopping malls, but I don't miss that. But we have nice restaurants, quite a few expats, so I found good friends here. And it's not an island, so it's easy.
You have an airport.
We have an international airport, so it's easy to travel.
For those who even live in Thailand as an expat, how would you describe Krabi to them? Say if they were living in Bangkok or Chiang Mai or in Hua Hin, how would you describe?
It's peaceful and a lot of nature.
And
As you can hear the birds.
yeah, I
chirping.
mean, this setting is beautiful. And they're looking at it right now because the drone is up. It is very just nature and peaceful.
I love nature, so this was my high priority.
Yeah, you have the creative gene. You're a creative person, prefrontal cortex,
Yes,
right?
I think so.
Even in the art of how you prepare food, and then you do the DJing, right?
Yes.
So when you're not here at the restaurant, sometimes you'll have an event where you do DJ.
Exactly.
What's that all about?
Yeah, that's also passion. So in Koh Phangan, I had the chance to DJ the full moon party, the sunrise bar, where there is only drum and bass, and I love drum and bass. So I became a resident DJ there every month and really enjoyed it. And of course, here in Krabi, we didn't have drum and bass. So when I moved back last year, we started the drum and bass nights. And it got really popular, so now we have every 2 weeks a big drum and bass event.
That's cool. What does the DJing do for your soul? Why do you do it?
That's where you express yourself. That's where you share the new music with the guests, with the audience. And you see how happy they are. I mean, I'm 50 and young kids, 20s, dancing all night for my music. I'm really proud of it.
You know, you bring it up, Cooper, I'm glad you did. You said you're 50, you're DJing, and you mentioned, you know, that your young kids are enjoying your music. But I think a lot of people tend to put ages in boxes, right?
Yes.
At this age, you're supposed to do X, maybe get married before 30. At this age, you're supposed to have kids. At this age, buy a house, buy a car. Okay, whatever that is, right? You don't seem to let age define you.
Age is just a number. I think the most important how you feel here and here. So I'm still happy to party during the weekends. And yeah, I just follow my passion, really.
Can you kind of
Budget.
take us through your monthly expenses?
Yeah, I rent a nice one-bedroom, brand new house in the middle of the jungle for 12,000 baht. For food, I don't spend much money because I eat here most of my time. I have a car, so maintenance and petrol for the car. Of course, official costs like work permit, visa, like everyone has to pay here. But in general, costs are quite low.
So I'm trying to
Exercise.
think where you spend money. Your food is, you're here.
Yes.
Your rent is about $300 a month. You have a car. There might be a few people watching who, they're not necessarily thinking about moving here, but they're just stumbled across this video and they're gonna visit Krabi. What's your 5-day itinerary?
Yeah,
Your style, not a tourist style. Real your
should
style.
visit Phi Island, definitely, it's beautiful. Also here in Krabi, Hong Island is really nice. Visit the jungle. It depends how deep you want to go into the jungle. You can have 2-3 days hike in the jungle or just a 1-day visit. Kayaking in the mangroves, beautiful. Hiking one of the mountains, 5 days gone. I can give you 30 days itinerary.
Do another 5 days, extend it. You just mentioned, with what you mentioned, add 5 more days.
Cycling tours. As I said, I'm quite active, so I like to be in nature. There are more islands in the south, like Korok Island, the most beautiful underwater sea life. And just chill on the beach in Klong Muang, where your accommodation is.
Man, Cooper, good stuff. Well, listen, thank you. So good to see you again. You know, our last video literally was about 2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah?
In
Yeah.
Koh Phangan, we were doing a cost of living, I think, video in Koh Phangan now. It's changed a lot in Koh Phangan.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So
I saw it.
people would probably watch that video now and reminisce and say, oh my God, we can't believe, based on the video, that it used to be like that.
Yeah, Krabi is very different than Koh Phangan, so everybody has to discover where they enjoy life.
Cooper, thank you. And for all Cooper's info, it's listed in the description, including the location to this wonderful restaurant.
Thank you, Philip.
Yeah, thank you. Cooper and Bob both said they spend very little money on rent, but I did have a chance to take a little tour of a condo just up the road here. Let me show you that place really quick. I think I like Cooper's and Bob's math a little bit more, but just give you an idea, if you were to rent a place that has this beautiful view, and how do you say again? Klong Mong?
คลองม่วงหนองทะเล
Klong Mong, Nong Tale.
Yes.
And this is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. And as you can see, it has a great view of the ocean. It's being remodeled, and they have it for sale or for rent. For rent, $2,000 a month. For sale, it is how many million baht? Not
14 million บาท
14 million baht. So that's about just over $400,000. Yeah. Oh, by the way, what is the least expensive condo in this building? Because it goes all the way back. What is the cheapest? The
We have-
lowest price.
Yes, we have another unit in here.
Lowest price.
Yes.
For rent. How much?
Forest.
1 bedroom.
1 bedroom is 22,000.
22,000.
Yes. 80 square meter.
Okay, so I suspect we could get that for 18,000. Discount maybe.
So, in soon, if contract a year, we can apply, no problem.
18,000 maybe.
Yes, if contract a year, no
Yeah.
problem.
So I assume that's even 15,000. I bet you can get a condo here, not oceanfront, but for rent, around $400 a month.
Yeah.
Is my guess.
Yeah.
Which isn't bad. Great location. And this is definitely my favorite area of Krabi if I were to live here. The only thing not that I wonder about, right, if I
Yeah.
were to buy this,
Yeah.
if you look at the walls, right,
Yes.
they all look like they're cracking,
So,
breaking.
we have to plan to renovation.
Yeah?
We have scheduled in the prospect to do that now.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. But it is a little bit of a concern,
Yes.
you know?
And understand.
Udantani from Isan.
Yes.
What do you prefer, Isan or Krabi?
It's long time. Just
You like Krabi better?
yeah, sure.
Not Isan. I like Isan.
But it's not no have job to work, not much.
But where would you rather live?
Yes.
If you had money.
Yeah, right.
If you had money, what do you prefer, Udantani or
Udathani is better.
me too?
Yeah.
I mean, I like the water,
Yes.
but I think for
We can come travel sometime. It's okay.
It's
if
okay.
we have money.
Yeah, come travel sometime.
Yeah, 100%.
Nam?
Yes.
Nam, right?
Yeah.
Nam, nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Thanks for the tour.
Okay. Thank.
Okay, 5 reasons why Krabi might not be good for you if you're an expat. Reason number 1, you have fewer Western amenities, which for some of you, you love that. But for others, you want the shopping malls, you want the specialty supermarkets, you want the movie theaters that play movies in English, and then they have subtitles in Thai. You're not going to get that here. So reason number 1, you might not like Krabi, is there's fewer Western amenities. But you have all these beautiful luxury resorts. So there's kind of a trade-off. The next reason, monsoon season. It does get quite rainy. I'm going to flash up on the screen right now and show you the months that are very rainy in Krabi. Reason number 3, and you heard Bob talk about it, we're right now in the middle of peak season, so you have a lot of tourists. If you want to be away from tourists, you are going to get a few months in Krabi that is a peak season, and you're going to get a lot of tourists. But for me, even on the main drag, on Ao Nong, it doesn't feel that crowded to me compared to Phuket. And I feel like it's just a normal flow of tourism, where Phuket just feels overwhelmed with tourism. And even that main strip that everyone talks about that's kind of busy here on Ao Nong, to me it just feels like a clean version of Patong in Phuket. It doesn't feel that bad, and it's easily to escape it. So you can drive 3 minutes and you're right back in nature. For example, Cooper's restaurant is about 3 minutes from that main street of tourists, so it's really easy to escape it. Reason number 4, and I kind of like this though, I would say there's limited nightlife here, meaning things kind of close early, but I like that. I prefer daytime activities, and there's a lot of nightlife. I feel like the nightlife is very vibrant and lively here. There's a lot of options, but it does end a little bit earlier than you're used to, say if you're in Phuket or Bangkok. The 5th reason Krabi might not be for you is life as an expat, is healthcare options. You don't have all the healthcare that you have in, say, Bangkok, or even to a certain degree Phuket, and definitely not to the degree of, say, even Chiang Mai. So if you're needing healthcare and more specialized treatment, then Krabi also is probably not a place for you. So what's my final thought on living in Krabi as an expat? I'd give it a 9 out of 10. I would seriously consider moving here. For me, it's a lot better than Phuket. I would definitely take it over Chiang Mai because, as we know, Chiang Mai gets that real smoky season. It feels like almost like an island vibe, like a little bit of what you get in Koh Phangan, but better. I see why Cooper from the restaurant has chosen to make Krabi his home for over 10 years. For those of you visiting Thailand and just happen to stumble upon this video, I love Krabi. And I would skip Phuket altogether as a tourist or even as an expat, and just come to Krabi. It's been a phenomenal experience. For those of you who want to take a deeper dive into some expat topics, visit the website, theborderlessoffice.com. There I have a bunch of videos and expanding the blogs. So it's theborderlessoffice.com. Everyone, farewell from Krabi. I'll see you on the next video.